Okay, then we're checking out how good Bronny actually is because I don't know. Let's see. Because they bro should have all the stats and facts, so we'll check it out.
In 2002, LeBron James made the cover of Sports Illustrated as the Chosen One. 20 years later, Bronny James made the cover of Sports Illustrated as the Chosen Son. LeBron publicly said he wanted to play with Bronny in the NBA, but is that just fatherly wishful thinking?
I think he can make it.
High school seniors ranked higher than Bronny, and many college coaches don't consider James a premier talent. So what can we expect from a 6'3" LeBron Jr.? Is he really going to become a superstar like his dad, or is he just a 4-star player with a 5-star name? LeBron James Jr. was born on October 6, 2004, and his whole life, his father LeBron Sr. groomed him to be a basketball player. Since he could walk, Bronny had a basketball in his hands, and while LeBron warmed up, he could often see Jr. dribble and shoot on NBA floors. Bronny played soccer next to basketball, but King James didn't allow him to play football or hockey due to injury concerns. Quickly enough, younger James started playing basketball exclusively, and around 2014, we started to get first glimpses of Bronny as a basketball player. Bronny wasn't that good of a player back then, and it was extremely weird that a 9-year-old garners national attention, but that's life when you're LeBron's son.
That's true.
2015, Bronny led the Gulf Coast Blue Chips AAU team to a 4th grade championship at the Sports Summer Jam in Dallas. At that time, Bronny had already received basketball scholarship offers from universities, to much of his father's disapproval.
3 Division I colleges
that was like,
already are trying to recruit LeBron James Jr., who's only in 4th grade.
King James said that it should be a violation and that colleges shouldn't be recruiting 10-year-old kids.
He's got enough pressure on being the son of LeBron James. I mean, come on now. I mean, it's like people have no shame, man. I mean, my God.
In March of 2018, James Jr. helped the Blue Chips win a John Lucas All-Star Weekend title in Houston. And a month later, his Blue Chips finished undefeated and claimed the Under-13 championship at another AAU tournament. When his father moved to LA to play for the Lakers, Bronny enrolled at Crossroads School, joining Shaquille O'Neal's son Shakir. However, because he was only in 8th grade, Bronny couldn't join Shakir on the varsity team, and the two never played together like their fathers. Because in May 2019, Bronny transferred to Sierra Canyon for his freshman year of high school. He joined the private school together with Dwayne Wade's son, senior Zaire Wade. In the following months, James was followed to Sierra Canyon by 2 5-star recruits, seniors Brandon Boston Jr., who now plays for the Clippers, and Zaire Williams, who got drafted 10th overall in 2021 by the Grizzlies. With James and Wade on the squad and 2 upcoming NBA players, Sierra Canyon was considered one of the best teams in high school basketball. On November 21, 2019, Bronny made his high school debut, scoring 10 points off the bench in a blowout win over Montgomery High School. 3 weeks later, there came the biggest test of Bronny's career. Sierra Canyon played against St. Vincent St. Mary, which was LeBron's alma mater, and a high school from which he entered the NBA. With both his parents in attendance and in front of 13,000 other spectators, James scored a game-high 15 points off the bench, including a steal and go-ahead layup to seal a 59-56 victory for the Blazers. He was named the game's most valuable player and held the MVP trophy together with his proud father.
Bronny James with the best performance of his young high school career.
That turned out to be one of the only games of the season where Bronny scored in double figures.
Really?
Oh, that's a beautiful scoop.
Is he still coming off the bench though? That's what I need to know.
As he was only a freshman amongst 5-star seniors, he didn't get a lot of opportunities to score, and he averaged just 4 points in 15 minutes per game. Next year, when Boston Jr.,
that's not really his fault though,
Williams and Wade all left the team, Bronny was supposed to get more minutes and authority on the team, but that unfortunately didn't happen. Because of the pandemic, the season was delayed, and when it finally started, Bronny injured his meniscus and required surgery. He eventually suited up for the playoffs, but because he just returned from a serious injury, he only played a few minutes per game. His junior year was his first full season back from injury, but he again couldn't take on the leading role. Playing alongside number 2 ranked senior and a 5-star recruit Amari Bailey, and other highly ranked prospects like Kajani Wright and Ramel Lloyd, Bronny could never be the guy, and he was actually a role player despite being named LeBron James. However, being surrounded by future NBA players paid its dividends. Because he was never expected to be the primary offensive option, Bronny was forced to develop other skills to contribute. He learned to to play excellent on-ball defense, and at a high school level, many scouts considered him to be an elite perimeter defender. Offensively, Bronny was forced to pick his spots, which enabled him to develop off-ball movement and basketball IQ. Just like his father, Bronny is an extremely intelligent player, and he never forces things, and plays within the flow of the offense. As a junior, Bronny played either the point guard or a shooting guard.
Bronny making moves and gets the layup off the glass.
Mostly serving as an off-ball scorer and a spot-up shooter. His jump shot mechanics are smooth, and he does have NBA range. And his future career will largely be dependent on the ability to knock down three-pointers. Even though he's shown that he can splash jumpers off the dribble, Bronny's shot selection could improve, and he's prone to take highly contested low-percentage shots. Thankfully, he inherited his father's burst and athleticism to go downhill and fly above the rim. However, Bronny still struggles to finish in traffic and doesn't attack as often as he could. But Bronny does have a sturdy frame, and as he bulks up and grows into his body, he'll be able to absorb contact and improve his finishing in the paint. Especially because he already has a great change of pace, is ambidextrous, and can finish with both hands.
That's
the
crazy.
biggest area for development at this point is definitely his handle. While he has great basketball IQ, excellent vision, and is unselfish, a lot of his turnovers come when he's handling the ball in the half court. He needs to tighten his dribble and handle the ball lower to the ground, as sometimes he's dribbling the ball standing too upright, which allows smaller defenders to pick his pockets and steal the ball. This can be attributed to a limited role as a primary ball handler, but because his likely position in the NBA will be point guard due to his height, that's an area where Bronny will need to improve. However, Bronny shows a great willingness to move the ball in the half court, and he doesn't play with an agenda to score 30 points in every game, which is a great sign of maturity. Every scout who evaluated Bronny said that he plays the game the right way, making the extra pass, finding the open man, or dropping the ball in the post if he sees a mismatch. While he can be a little too unselfish at times, this is largely viewed as a flaw just because of his last name.
A little too unselfish. Yeah, they say that about LeBron too. They're like, Skip says that a lot. Because he's like, no, LeBron, when it's like the last few minutes of the game, you're the best player there. Just go and dunk that shit.
And because everybody expects him to dominate like his father. In April of 2022, during the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League in Orlando, James looked uncomfortable with the role of the alpha and the first offensive option. He averaged 11 points while shooting 30% from the field and coughing up 3.7 turnovers per game. But with every new Elite Youth tournament, James became more comfortable in his role. Bronny embraced being the guy who created offense and taking the ball in his hands when his team needed a bucket. In the EYBL tournament in July, Bronny impressed with his shooting, averaging 18 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds, while shooting 45% from the field and 43% from 3 in 5 games. James Jr. is currently playing in his senior season for Sierra Canyon, and this year will be key for his future. While he's still a streaky shooter and has to improve his handle, there's a lot to like about Bronny's game. Here's what NBA veteran Thaddeus Young had to say after watching him play. He's solid as hell, but probably not the elite of the elite, but he's athletic, he's strong, he plays defense. Bronny can shoot the ball well, he can run the point guard position, he can play off the ball. I love his game. LeBron admitted that he wants Bronny to make the NBA and that he wants to play with his son.
Who do you want to play with?
Bronny is number one on my fucking list.
My last year will be played with my son. Wherever Bronny's at, that's where I'll be. I would do whatever it takes to play with my son for 1 year. It's not about the money at that point. Bronny will be eligible for the NBA draft in 2024, and his father said that he's almost certainly going to take the college route for the 2023 season. The James family recently visited Ohio State University, which offered Bronny a scholarship, but that's just the first offer of many to come. Bronny recently signed an NIL deal, meaning that he'll be able to profit from his name, image, and likeness during his college days. But even if he didn't sign the NIL, it's not like his family needs money anyway.
That's true.
Bronny has 1 year of high school and 1 year of college to improve his game and get
I
ready
think
for the
he'll get-
NBA.
I
Whether
think
he'll
he'll-
be good enough or not
I
remains to be
think he'll do
seen.
it.
And while maybe it would be better for his development to stay in college for 2 or 3 seasons, we know that his 40-year-old father will be pushing for him to get into the NBA in 2024. A father and son never played in the NBA at the same time, but we have a strong feeling that might change in 2 years.
When Bronny said he'd rather play against me than with me, shot in the heart.
That's funny. Shot in the heart. I think everyone forgets that he's able to perform with such high expectations. Really think about how much weight is on this kid's shoulder. Most of us would crumble. I'm impressed based off this alone. That gets overlooked in the MJ LeBron debate. MJ's kids played about 2 years in college without getting that many points. Dad and Deer, the same thing. Every Jordan fanboy, I have a combo about GOAT debate. Can't grasp how easier in the 80-90 to do whatever off court when he turned into the GOAT back then. Bron, born great. King. I see. Okay, this sentence is just throwing me off, but I seen where like uh I think Isaiah Thomas was talking about it, where almost all the great players had a great coach, right? They all had a great coach to like pass them down the knowledge, right? And then LeBron, he didn't have a great coach, or he didn't have great coaches. So where did his knowledge come from? And that's what I seen from that, which makes him fire or whatever. His name makes him underrated. Listen, he ain't bad. He ain't bad at all. Got great defense, stupidly good at athleticism and balance. Perks of being the son of one of the greatest, one of the most athletic players ever, and one of the best teachers ever. So he can help him develop his game. He ain't gotta be his father, but he will be good. But he will always care. I'm saying he will be good, bro. 2 years, as long as no injury happens, knock on wood, he'll be straight. So like, subscribe, see you guys later. Hope you have a good day or night.